Hello and welcome back to the fourth house on the right. Um, First of all, please excuse all the noise in the background. We had some major storms roll through the area on Thursday night, and we are still without power. So lots of the neighbors, including us, are actually running generators. So there's a lot of noise in the background. The reason I'm coming to you today is because of those storms. A ton of the veggies growing in my garden were affected. They are either done for or toppled over. So I'm trying to get out in the garden today and work on that a little bit. But first, I want to work on making some soil, both for the garden and for my pots. Some of my pots need to be topped off because the dirt that was in them was, of course, blown around and strewn around the yard. So I thought that would be a perfect opportunity to show you exactly how I make this dirt. I'm calling it dirt, but it's really soil. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is not my recipe. I got this from the Rustic Gardener. I'll show you in just a second what I'm using. And then the bigger thing that I want to show you is how to go from dirt that you would use in the garden that has it might have some organic matter in it, some wood in it, to some very well sifted out, very well sifted potting soil, all from the same mixture by using chicken wire. First things first, like I said, I got this recipe, quote unquote recipe, from the Rustic Gardener. I will mention his channel in the comments. I'm sorry, not in the comments, in the description. Basically, I'm using 1/3 of compost and manure, 1/3 basic topsoil. Both of these, each of these were about $2.50 at my big box store. And then over here, I'm using peat moss. This is Majestic Earth peat moss. I don't know if you see that. Peat moss. It's 3 cubic feet condensed, compressed, which equates to 6 cubic feet once it's wet and being used. Okay, so I've already mixed my soil. This, like I said, is 1/3 of the cow manure and compost, 1/3 of the topsoil, 2/3 of the peat moss. Actually, 1/3 of the peat moss because it's going to double in bulk once I get everything wet. Okay. 2 seconds. Okay, so I've already mixed that up in this big wheelbarrow here. And now I just want to show you that really all you need to go from this dirt, which I don't know if you can see, it has some larger particles in it. Um, there you go. This one you can see a lot better. There's like sticks and um, things like wood chips, stuff like that. In the original dirt, that's from the topsoil. And I want it to be more fine because these are some seedlings that I was able to salvage, and I'll probably add some more seedlings in with um, the pots once I get them potted up. There's a butterfly over there on my marigold. I wish you could see it, but anyway. So basically, all you need is some chicken wire, and on a small scale, this is fine. You just put your dirt on top of there and just kind of rub it through. I don't know if you can see that dripping down. All that's coming out is really fine dirt. And if you just need to, do this for one pot, that's fine. That's going to work. But I'm going to show you how to do it on a larger scale, how to build an actual sifter, which will work for this and work for compost on a larger scale. And by the way, if you're doing this and you want to add some fertilizer, like I add bone meal. So I'm going to add the bone meal to my pots. But if you want to add fertilizer directly to your dirt, this would be the stage at which to do it once it's all mixed up. And then just add in your fertilizer whatever you use, and mix it up some more. Simple.
So let's build this soil sifter. Safety first, because this chicken wire is sharp. Let's start by stapling the chicken wire on one end and then rolling it out and stapling it on the other end. We're going to go all the way through on all the sides of whatever structure you built, whether it's pre-existing or you built it yourself, and we're just going to staple all the way around. The extra that's on the end, you're just going to cut that off and make sure it's secured really well.
Okay, so now that we have this thing built, this is pretty big. I can just sit this over the top of my wheelbarrow, and I moved most of the dirt over to one side. So what I'm going to do is I need to fill this pot. So what I'm going to do is just put the dirt directly on top of the chicken wire and just kind of sift it through like such. Super duper easy and much quicker than using a small little piece of chicken wire. You can see there's a little lip all the way around, and that helps with keeping the dirt in. So I'm just gonna keep doing this until I get the amount of dirt that I want. And you're gonna see on the top there's gonna be a lot of debris like this, sticks and things. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. This is what was left after I sifted through all of my soil. This will not go to waste. I will put it back into my compost tumbler, or the dirt that goes down in the ground, in the raised beds that are on the ground, it'll go in there. But in the meanwhile, let's take a look at this. I'm losing some dirt over there. So look at this. Look at how fine this came out. Super fine. Almost no particles in there. I'm gonna add my fertilizer. If you wanted to, you could add some peat moss, not peat moss, some perlite or vermiculite to help maintain water levels, but I'm not gonna add that. I'm just gonna add put this in my pot, add some bone meal, and put my little seedling back in there and probably start some more seeds along with it. Well, that's it. There's that butterfly. I don't know if it's a butterfly or a moth, and if I should be worried about it, but it's feasting on my marigold, so I'm going to leave it alone. As a matter of fact, since we're looking at that, let me just go ahead and show you guys what's going on in the garden and why I'm having to do this in the first place.
This is our yard. We were under a tornado watch. I think it was more than just a watch. It's our grill. There's a dining table way over there in the glass and grass. Lights tangled into the ceiling. This makes me really sad. These are my pole beans, and they were climbing up the trellis on one side, and tomatoes were climbing up on the other side, and that whole thing fell down. Tomatoes are leaning. Everything is leaning. This is tomatoes and eggplant leaning. Look at the collard, y'all. Look at this. I'm scared to even pick this up. Another trellis that the tomatoes were starting to climb up. Corn down, kale down, everything down. And look at my neighbor's house. Like, I feel sorry for them. They're not there, and they have no idea what's going on. So anyway, that's the situation. Sad about the garden, but plants are resilient. I'll have to get out here another time and fix that because there's more rain coming. Last thing, look at the kale. That's crazy. I had just shared with y'all the other day how I had to stake this, like tie that kale up, that one and that one over there. Now I took out the big collard green tree, and now look at it. The three sisters are done. I don't know. I don't think I have the energy to do this today. Maybe I'll just pick up the trellises, but this makes me really sad, actually. But I know that it could have been so much worse because my neighbors, like, look at my neighbor's house. So I'm not crying, I'm not upset, but it does make me sad. But it also makes me realize how truly blessed we came out of this situation. So that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I got to get out here and get some work done before it gets super hot. It's going to be in the 90s today, I think 91, 92. So got to get out here and get at least something done. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.